So continuing, ladies and gentlemen, with the first half. This is the second video that I'm making right here. Now, some people may say, well, how do you connect history, like Masada? How do you connect the dots, Ruben, with Masada, slavery, with what is happening now? Not just in Minneapolis, but it's been happening for years, even in the years of slavery, back in the 1600s, in the United States, and with the civil rights movement. What does that have to do? Well, you got to understand that we, as a society that exists in this present time and in this present system, which we are now living under, we have a history. Let me give you an example. The eldest son, or the oldest son of Noah's oldest son, and you know who Noah is if you know the Bible. Noah's sons, because back in the flood, when the Creator decided to destroy all human life on this planet, He only saved 8 human beings along with animals, one of each pair, one of each gender. All right? It's called the Noah's Ark. All right. So now you may think that that's fairy tales or whatever. That's up to you. You have that right. But the reality is that that's how it happened. That's how it went down. Now, so we all have a history, and we all descendants from Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And their 3 wives. And of course, Noah and his wife. 8 human beings continue human existence upon this earth. Because their Creator was going all out. He was about to destroy all human life on this planet. But then He saw, look at this. In fact, let me go to chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6. So that you see what I'm talking about here. Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6, verse 7. And the Lord, that is God, the great I am, the Lord said, I will destroy men I will destroy men whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of God. Now, what does that mean, found grace? Okay? Here's what this is talking about here. The way you decide to live your life that's how God is going to judge you. That's how God is going to help you through this present life. So to all my brothers and sisters out there, I'm not just going to ask you from looting to stop looting and burning all the buildings, because that should be clear that we shouldn't do that. So maybe you beyond help. Okay, so I'm calling you for you to establish a personal relationship with your Creator, and not by joining any religions. Because once you become part of it, and believe me when I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I studied many different religions. I was part of different religions, and they are all a joke. It is all a scam. It is all a game to keep the masses docile. In fact, why do you think that all religions in the United States don't pay taxes through the tax code of 501c3? Because they are doing the devil's bidding. That's right. All right? Now, whether you want to believe in a devil or not doesn't make any difference to me. Whether you believe in what I have covered on this channel and what I cover on my channel doesn't make any difference to me. I have a strong relationship with my Creator. Because you see, before there was any physical anything physical on this planet, there was spiritual. Okay? And God decided to create man in his image, in his likeness. In fact, if we go to, I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to go. Genesis chapter 2, chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, let us make men in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. 27. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and of every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So you see, what did he say again? What was God's first order? Okay, was God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply. So right there is telling you, chapter 1, verse 28, between 27 and 28 is telling you. So the whole purpose of life was what? For God to multiply himself through us. Now that doesn't mean just to have kids. A whole bunch of kids, no. Or a great family. No. It's developing God's mentality, God's attitude. And he gave us an idea, but if you look at the 10 Commandments right behind me, which, by the way, were condensed, because there are 600 there are 600 statues, God's statue. Okay, so let's keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So now that I have shown you this, it proves to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we have a history, obviously. For instance, where do the Asian minor people came out of? They came out of Noah's oldest son, Japheth. So you see, we are all God's creature. Okay? The Middle Eastern men, the Arabs, where did they come from? They came out of the first son, the firstborn, that came from Abraham. But there was a problem with that, and his name was Ishmael. But there was a problem, because remember, Ishmael came out of what? Out of his wife's maid. In fact, let us go there. See, I want you to understand everything here. I'm not going to bore you with, but I want you to understand that this is no joking matter here. Just bear with me, please. Genesis chapter 16, verse 1. So you see, by you understanding where we are coming from, and that we are all brothers and sisters at the end of the earth, at the end of the day, God's creation upon this planet, then you understand as to why there's no hate in my heart for no one. I love my white people. I love my Asian people. I love my African people. I love my Arabic people. And I don't see them. Because the thing is, they separate us by languages and stuff like that. I can understand that. Okay? But in fact, God separated us because we have different languages and stuff. But at the end of the day, we are all one. So here we go. Chapter 16, verse 1. Now, Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children. And she had an handmaid, an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. 2. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in into my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarai. 3. And Sarai, Abraham's wife, took Hagar her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abraham to be his wife. 4. And he went in into Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abraham, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge me. May God judge between me and thee. Six. But Abraham said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do her as it pleases thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. 9. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. 10. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it should not be numbered for multitude. 11. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and you shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Okay, so you understand now? So Ishmael came out of what? Out of this. She said she came out of an Egyptian woman, which is Arab. Okay, so, and Now it describes the Arab people right here. Look at this. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, because thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Verse 12. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of his brethren. 3. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God sees me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? 14. Wherefore the world was called Berkahai, Berkaharoi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. 15. And Hagar bare Abraham a son, and Abraham called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abraham was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abraham. But there was a problem, you see. Yeah, that was his first son, but he came out of the maid. The second one that was going to come, his name is Isaac. That was going to be the true and the real. And by the way, I don't have time to go into it now. That's why God gave the Arab people what is called the black gold, which is petroleum. Okay, the oil. Okay, so. And when chapter 17, Genesis chapter 17 and verse 1, and when Abraham was 99 years old, 90 years and 9, the Lord appeared unto Abraham and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. 2. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. 3. And Abraham fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, 4. As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. 5. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham. For father of many nations have I made thee, father of a multitude. That's what the name Abraham means. 6. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations after thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in the generation for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. 8. And I will give unto thee and unto thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. 9. And God said unto Abraham, Thou keepest my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. Now, just one thing before I go, so you know. Genesis chapter 17, verse 19. And God said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes should he beget, and I will make him a great nation. 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at his set time in the next year. So now you understand the everlasting war between people. And the Roman Catholic Church, knowing this, created the Islam religion to create wars between the Christians and the Islamic faith. So again, the same game that is being played on these people. Now you see why I connect the dots, and that's why you see all these riots. And this is only the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Now you see the correlation here. Okay, Isaac and Isaac and Ishmael, two brothers that came out of the same father, out of the same seed. Because remember, the father is the seed, and the mother is the earth, the ground, the soil. So there it is. So the same people that did this back then, the same evil spirit that conspired, and then the Roman Catholic Church, they pit against one another. That's why Christians and Muslims don't like each other. Only in America you see that. You go to Nigeria, you go to Ethiopia, and to all other countries, you see war between them. But they never attack Roman Catholic Church. Just the Christians who call themselves Christians. Okay? So, anyway. And that was the whole purpose. Because remember, the Roman Catholic Church God needs blood. Okay? To satisfy. So that's why he liked to create skirmishes, riots. So the same people that created the everlasting war between Christians and Islam, the same people are creating these riots. We have been had. It's about time that we wake up. This is a spiritual warfare. Now, before I go, let's see if I can go to Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verse 12. And then I'm done. Let me see if I have enough time here. Ephesians. Yes. Okay, I got it. Chapter 6, verse 12. Take a look what the Bible it says here. And believe me, do not fall into the trap of not believing the Bible, because that's exactly what they want. Remember, they are burning the Bible without actually burning it. Okay, if you understand that. Back in medieval time, they actually did that. They literally burned the Bible. So anyway, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. Look what it says. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So you see, this is and has always been a spiritual warfare. And it is coming down the pipeline, the final countdown. Okay? Yes, the final countdown. Okay? It is coming. But just be ready. by you having a strong relationship with your Creator. Because if you're an atheist, or if you believe in that you got here out of some big bang through the process of evolution through billions of years, then we shouldn't complain about people's behavior, should we? Those are just animals behaving this way. People are not animals. Animals are animals. We are perfectly created beings, creatures upon this earth that corrupted themselves. Created in the image of his Creator. And now you know the truth. And they shall know the truth, and the truth shall set them free. May God bless you. See you around. And once again, do not forget to watch the links that I will send. Thank you.